everyone. Welcome to another Wisdom Wednesday, the conversation all about events. I am Janice. I'm the co-founder of Future Occasions and event consultant and manager. And I want to welcome my co-host today, as usual, Latavia Morrison, which is my makeup artist and nail technician, you know. And today I want to also welcome our special guests, because today we're talking about fundraising events, and I want to welcome Paul Jones of Second Chance International. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you very much. It's great being here.
Yes, I am glad you're here, and I look forward to speaking with you. So we're going to get started and, share with our viewers more about Second Chance International, but let's start with you. So tell us a bit about you, and then you can go into and tell us a bit more about Second Chance International.
Well, I'm a little kid from Jamaica. I'm happily retired, and I decided to use my retirement to do outreach work or missionary work. I've dedicated my retirement days to those who are less fortunate, if you will.
Yes.
And so that I could make a difference in their lives.
That's awesome.
So that's just a nutshell about me, type of thing. You'll hear more on the interview.
Yeah, actually, you told me a story one time of how you actually came about starting Second Chance International. So you want to share that story with us when you were on vacation, if I can,
Yeah, so in 2008, my wife and I, we went to Dominican Republic for a wedding anniversary. We're married in leap year, so 2008 was a leap year. So we went down there, and while we were there, we were walking in front of the resort, in front of our hotel, actually. Yeah. And I saw this gentleman. He was from Haiti.
Oh, okay.
And so he asked me, we started to talk, and then he asked me what I was doing there, so I told him. And then he asked me if I would like to sponsor a school. So I told him no.
Wow.
So he asked me a few times, and we said no. And so he said, okay, what happened if I went and bring a pastor to talk with you? Would you change your mind? So I said, okay, bring the pastor over. So he brought the pastor over, and after talking to his pastor for a while, we decided to visit the school. So we visited the school, and it was really a tearjerker, because it was the size of a double-car garage. There was mold on the wall. The kids didn't have any textbooks, no exercise books, no pens, no nothing. And so we asked the pastor if there was the equivalent of a dollar store in Puerto Plata. So he said yes. So we went to the dollar store and we bought some supplies, and then we took it back to the school.
Yeah.
And we gave it to him, and then we spent a few hours there, and then we left. And then we went to the hotel. And so when I came back to Canada, I was so touched about what I saw.
Wow.
Impacted me so much that I went back 3 months later, and I found another school. And then 3 months after that, I went back, and then I found another school.
What?
And so we had over 100 kids between the three schools. And then it suddenly dawned on me that I had more responsibilities and more expenses than money to cover it.
Okay.
So when I came back from the first trip, I spoke to my boss about it. And then each time I came back, I told her what I found. And then she said to me, why don't you start a charity? So I thought it was a joke, but I said, no, go ahead and start a charity. So I started the process of investigating about the charity, what the process is. And so I started. And then we started, and then we got rejected the first 2 times. And then thank God we were successful on the 3rd time around.
Oh,
So
wow. Praise
yeah,
God.
yeah. So the charity is called Second Chance International. Second chance because I believe that everyone should have a second chance
Yes.
in life, and international because I didn't just want to limit it to Canada. And I think one of the reasons why it impacted me so much because the kids were there, kids were 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and they couldn't read and write. And,
Okay.
and so for myself, I could hardly read and write when I was 14, at age 14. And so I went to England from Jamaica in when I was 15 years old.
Mhm.
And then there's a couple guys there who saw me, were talking, and they said to me, "Why don't you go back to school?" And so it was because of their intervention that really I'm where I am actually, because I had really no intention of, going back to school or anything like that. So they encouraged me. So when I saw those kids in the school, I just actually just saw myself. And so I think that's why it's impacted me so much, and that's why I got involved in it. So,
So
and
what year did you actually end up starting it?
well, it actually started in 2008. They start funding the school and helping the school, even though I didn't have charitable status.
Hmm.
So I didn't have charitable status until 2012. Between 2008 and 2012, it was my family actually that was actually sponsored the project, 100%, including all our airfare, including the teacher's salary, things for the school.
Hmm.
So what we did was uh, we went to Staples and we bought some stuff from Staples. And then I spoke with a couple of managers at Staples, and they
Yeah.
allowed us to buy the school supplies. Um, you know, in July, August back to school sale, they usually limit the quantities that a regular person would buy when they go in the store. It
Yeah,
was
that's right.
very, very inexpensive, but you had limited quantities.
Hmm.
And so, and they allow me to have the good price, but in some instances I had unlimited quantities, so I could take as much as I wanted. So I would buy exercise books and pencils, crayons, and stuff like that, and take them down and distribute that to the kids. And those days I used to collect clothes and shoes and stuff, so I'll
Hmm.
take them down and give it to the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't figure out the trick of getting a few friends and families to go in after you and pick up the additional amount?
No, because what I found was that what I found at that point in time that people gave, but I don't because it just started. I don't think they wanted to make any commitment, you know. So I just decided to start it, and I always believe that you should always start with some set sweat equity. So I
Hmm.
thought I get it started, and so that's what we did, and so it worked.
Yeah. How many kids do you have now that you're teaching?
Uh, Now we ended last year with 59 students,
Okay. That's
and
good.
we've gone from pre-kindergarten to grade 6,
Okay.
and so and when we say grade 6, we don't go by age range
Hmm.
because we will get kids coming in 12, 13, 14 years old who can't read.
Hmm.
So we put them in the appropriate grade for their abilities, scholastic abilities.
Okay.
So so we go to grade 6, and the cutoff age is age 15.
Hmm.
So our role is right now, our role is to get the kids up to age 15 to a stage where they can read and write and reason. And then at age 15, they can actually attend evening classes and finish high school. So that's what we did. So
Okay. So it's almost like your testimony alone prepared you for making this decision because you went through what you went through affected, you know, seeing what they're going through. So then that affected your decision along the way.
yes, yeah. I mean, I can relate.
Yeah.
I see them struggling, and I see myself in them. A couple years ago, we had a student come in. He was 19, I think, or 20. Couldn't read a lick. Didn't know the alphabet. Didn't know what the vowels were. Didn't know anything. And by the end of the school year, he was reading at a grade 2 level. So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was sort of risky taking him in. I really didn't want to, but I figured, he wanted to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
So we took him in, and over the year he progressed.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind me asking, you know, it's not a question I'm just thinking of now, but why is that? What is a situation why, you know, the children are illiterate? Why are they not in school?
Okay, so as I mentioned, the project is in Dominican Republic, and Dominican Republic is the east side of the island of Hispaniola, and Haiti is on the west side of the island.
Mhm.
And the literacy rate in Haiti is about 67%, I believe. And so literacy rate in Dominican Republic is over 95%.
Mm.
So you have, the Haitians coming over are refugee status. A lot of them came over in 2010 after the earthquake in
Right,
Haiti.
that's right.
But some of them have been there before. And so really the kids are just there, and because they're having say immigration issues, the kids cannot go to the regular school. So they can't go to school, they're running around, the parents can't read and write. And so there's no emphasis in pushing their kids to read and write. And so, for instance, if the kids from our school, they help their parents with reading, and if their parents have any documents that need to be read, it's the kids who actually read and help the parents out. So
Yeah,
these kids, they're running around. They would look for fruits and stuff to sell for money, to buy food and stuff. So the kids are not in school. So the school that we started is actually, is actually to get some of these kids off the street into school.
hmm,
And so when we first started, what we did was we would canvass the neighborhood. And if we see a kid walking in the street, we'd ask him where he lives, and so we'd follow him home and talk to the parents and get the
wow,
kids into school.
yeah,
And two, because they're the Haitians are there, getting a job is very difficult. So the economic situation for them is very hard and very destitute.
hmm,
So in addition, in part of the program that we run is we provide 2 meals, breakfast and lunch, and so that has helped out a great deal, because now the kids are guaranteed 2 meals a day, right?
okay, yeah.
And so,
You're going into one of the questions I was going to ask you about, you know,
right.
what the impact that you're having, the direct and indirect impact that you're having with the families there.
Well, the direct impact is that the kids are off the street. Number one, getting an education.
Hmm.
We look after the kids in a holistic way. So when I would go down, not so much now, but when I go down, I usually use WestJet, and WestJet allow you to take four bags, suitcases at 50 pounds each.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
would go down with WestJet. I would take 4 suitcases. I'll take my backpack, and I'll take a carry-on. So in actual fact, I'm taking 6 pieces of luggage. And so when I go down, my bag is filled with, I would take, for instance, I'll take some groceries down, I'll take clothes down, I'll take shoes down, I'll take school supplies down. So when
Yeah.
we go down, the kids, we look after the kids by ensuring that they have clothes to wear, and they
Hmm.
have, shoes on their feet, and they have, food in their stomachs. And if their parents are really, really destitute, we'll actually help the parents out with groceries. So we ensure that the kids are, to all extents and purposes, looked after. So,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
really great.
we used to provide full uniforms, but we don't anymore because the kids grow too fast, and halfway through the year, they would grow out the uniform. So we just provide them with uniform tops. And,
Okay.
and if they come to school and if the uniform is dirty, they can wear any top they want to come to school. But they have to bring the tops with them to the school. So they have to bring the dirty tops with them to the school. And then we give them a basin, water, and soap, and they'll wash it themselves and hang it out on
Okay.
the fence. So by the time they go home, the uniform top is ready for the next day.
No excuses.
So there's no
Yeah.
excuses. And if they come to school without the uniform top, and I find out that the top is dirty, that's why they didn't wear it, I send them back home, and they have to go back home, get the top, bring the top back, and rather than being in lunchtime, they're out there washing their top themselves. Boys
Okay.
and girls,
At the same time,
teaching
teaching
them
them
teaching them
discipline
that.
and how
Right.
to take care of
So that's
themselves.
what we do. And so yeah, so that's part of the impact. The other impact is that we're helping the parents from an economic standpoint, because now the kids don't have to, the parents don't have to worry about meals. And so,
Okay.
and so they'll get they get meals and stuff. And there from time to time we'll see parents uh, who are having a really hard time, and we give them groceries. We don't give them money, but we'll take them to the school, and from our pantry, we'll make them a care package, if you will, and give that to them. So that's how we look after them, to make sure that the kids are fine. Everything.
Wow, that's amazing. Um, so now that we're in the pandemic, how is that affecting you, assisting them?
Well, what happened is that I was down there in March when the pandemic first started. And so what we did was we had to close the school because, university schools were being closed. So the school were closed, and I was wondering how the kids are going to be looked after. So when I came back, I found out that what our students were doing is they were going to the bushes, and they would be picking guava and looking for mangoes. And they would take the guava and the mangoes, and sell them so that they could supplement their dietary intake, their dietary need.
Yeah.
So what we did was we did a fundraiser for starting a pantry. And so we started a pantry, and we every 2 weeks, I think, or every 2 weeks, we gave out about two or three a bags of groceries. So they always had things to eat. And just before I started a fundraiser, the cook that we had at the school, uh,
Yeah.
he would cook, and we would do like a little takeout service.
Hmm.
So the kids would come minutes to 12, and they would stand outside the gate of the school, and then at 12 o'clock they'll get their lunch to take home with
Their
them.
lunches.
Yeah.
So the fundraiser that you did for the pantry, how did you go about getting food from the community? Like how did that work?
What I did was there is a small store
Yeah.
that is very close to the school. And so what I did was I contacted them and asked them to put the groceries together for me and hand them out. And then I asked the teachers to give the store owner a list of the parents. And so the parents would actually go to the store and pick up their groceries. And then after about 2 or 3 of those, I asked the teachers to actually buy the groceries and put the care package together and give it to the parents. So all through between between mid-April and November when school started, the kids always had something to eat at school. And then if there were any individuals in the community who were very, very poor, we would give them groceries as well.
Okay, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Is there any fundraisers that you participate with here in Canada to help you in generating funds?
Yeah, usually we have a fundraiser in November of every year.
Okay.
But with COVID, we did a walkathon,
Okay.
and you know, we're thinking about having some form of virtual fundraiser to sort of help us through, because you know, we still have about 8 more months of school left.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make sure that we have enough resources for supplies for the kids.
Okay, all right. So you did a walkathon here as well. You did the pantry there in DR
Right.
to assist. So because you're here right now, I'm sure you'd love to have people participate in the next walkathon. So that is coming up when? I think it's coming next year because we did the one this year.
Yeah, this year is done, and you know, unlike DR, you guys, not you guys, but there's snow here on the ground, so it's harder to walk. Um, but yeah, we're looking for some so we can continue with school.
Well, you know, we're Canadians, so snow doesn't prevent us from walking.
Yeah.
That's you.
You know what though, that this is the first time that I've been here for such a long stretch without being down there, and yeah, I'm sort of feeling the cold.
Yeah, so this is probably weird to you, right?
Yeah. So we do all our fundraising here, and yes, and the fundraising is specifically for this project.
Okay. So tell our viewers where they can go to donate, to see information on any kind of fundraisers.
Okay, so we have a website, and the website is secondchanceinternational.com. So
Okay, Second Chance with TW or two.
Second Chance with the second is 2ND.
Okay.
2ndchanceinternational.com. And you can go, and there is a donation page. So you can go and you go donate. And then we'll get your contact information, and we'll put you on our newsletter distribution list.
Good
And
idea.
you get all the updated information as to our activities.
Okay, and do they get a tax receipt?
Yes.
Okay.
We are an official Canadian-wide a charity. So whatever funds come in, they're officially noted, and the donors receive a tax receipt at the end of the year.
That's awesome. You know, it's good to know that there are people working really hard to help others. I really appreciate the story as well, because when you told me about how how you end up buying the school. I was like, what's the chances of that happening? Where somebody walk up to you and ask you to buy a school. But I think God prepared you for it based on your experience to bring you to where you are at right now. I think it's awesome what you're doing, which is why I wanted to have you on the show, because I really want people to support what you're doing, because I think education is so powerful and it makes such a difference in people's lives. The children's life, it helps in, you know, their productivity, it helps in future growth, it helps their family to support them. So I really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else that you want to tell us, so the viewers, so they can link with you?
Sure. You know, I would recommend to, you know, to come to Dominican Republic for a vacation. And when you come, let me know when you're coming, and I'll tell
Yeah.
you where to stay. And then what you'll do is the mornings of your vacation, you can come to the school and help out.
Oh,
And,
awesome.
and then the afternoon of your vacation and the night of your vacation is yours. But the morning would be dedicated to the school. And so if you're coming down, what I would suggest you do is to pack an extra bag for giveaway. Anything from clothes to groceries to toiletries. And if you're coming in, they won't stop you at the airport. I mean, sometimes they will search you, and you know, if you have extra stuff in it, it won't be a problem. And so you can come to the school. You can have a tour of the community.
Yeah,
And
I think that's a great I think that's a great idea. I think when people experience it, they have a better understanding of the need that's there. So definitely after COVID though, and I'm hoping this wraps up soon. But in the meantime, they can go to Second Chance International and donate funds
sure.
to assist.
Yes, and you know, just to give you an idea, if you were if you take, for instance, an average house in Canada, and take
Mhm.
an average bedroom, that average bedroom would be an entire house for some of the people living in the community.
Wow.
And in that house, you probably have maybe 4 or 5 kids, parents, and maybe grandparents living in the house. And so obviously the house, not obviously, but the house would not have a kitchen. It wouldn't have any washing facilities. And so what happened is you would do your laundry outside and you would cook in front of your house. And if you're one of the fortunate ones who live next to the bushes, that would be that would be your own private washroom.
Wow.
So it does it does open your eyes, and you know, when you go there and you see the way they live, and then you reflect, and you know, here in Canada, it's a tremendous contrast between
Yeah.
how we live here and how they live there, and what the needs are there compared to here. And so
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good opportunity. So yes, if you go on a vacation and you want an interactive type vacation, yeah, come on down and you know, spend a week, 2 weeks with us, and it guarantee will change your life.
Yeah, I tell people that mission trip is better than a vacation because you're getting the opportunity to help people while you're on vacation. And it's even more exciting than going on, you know, a cruise or whatever, although there's nothing negative against those. But going on a mission trip, it's so fulfilling because you're helping others while you're helping yourself. And then not only that, I want to emphasize that the dollars stretch. Um, in DR, are they using
They use
what's
pesos,
the
they use pesos in DR. And
okay?
you know, sometimes I meet people who they would like to donate, but they're afraid of giving $10 or $5 or giving $1. But it may seem small here,
Yeah,
but when you go there and you see the need, it stretches. By the time you leave from here and get there, by the time you get there, it stretches. You know, So the impact is great. The same thing as going down and taking used clothing or shoes, whatever it is that we may be embarrassed to pack used clothes and shoes to go down. But it's amazing when you go down there and start giving these things out
You
that
appreciate it.
people actually, fight to get in front of the line
Yeah.
just to
Yes.
get one, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tremendous blessing, and it's very
Mhm.
rewarding.
Yeah.
So and if you if you're planning a trip next year after COVID, obviously after COVID, yes, that's a place to go. If not, you can support us with your um, charitable
Financial.
donations, financial support, yeah, and your prayers.
And prayers.
Yes,
Yeah, for
yes,
sure. For
yeah,
sure.
that's good. Um,
Well, well, thanks again, Paul. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to our viewers touching base with you by email or sending in a donation. And yeah, I'm praying that next year, COVID will be, I'm hoping it will be over. And yeah, if we can put a mission trip together, that would be really great to come and see the school and see the impact their donation dollars are doing, come down with some things. So I want to invite our viewers to even consider that, consider doing this and consider donating. So thanks again for letting us know more about Second Chance International. And yeah, I look forward to, finding out more later on. So
Thanks.
thanks again.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to be in contact with some of our friends out there who would like to help. And if you'd like to get more information, you could shoot me an email. My email address is jonespaulw@gmail.com. That's jonespaulw@gmail.com. You can just shoot me an email and we'll sort of take it from there to give you updated information.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.
Okay, you have a good evening and stay safe, okay?
You too.
All right. Bye.